Stillman & Byrne is a premium line of sketchbooks which we produce with 7 different mixed media art papers. This exciting system lets artists choose the paper surface, weight, and shade that is best for their media and techniques. In a second, we're going to go through the differences between these papers and show you an easy way to explain these differences to your customers. However, before we begin, a note about paper weight. We define our paper weight in terms of GSM, grams per square meter, not pounds. We do this because our surfaces originate as a type of watercolor paper measured on a different scale than standard drawing papers, and converting their weights to pounds would be misleading. We have 2 paper weights, 150 GSM, which we call heavyweight, and 270 GSM, which we call extra heavyweight. To start, let's look at these papers in the sample packets that should have been distributed out to you. It's probably a good idea to have this open now as we look at the differences between these papers. There are 7 sketchbooks in the Stillman & Byrne range: Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, Zeta, and Nova. The 3 characteristics that set each series apart are paper texture, paper weight, paper shade. The Alpha and Gamma series both have a medium grain surface with a light tooth, and both are 150 GSM paper, which we refer to as heavyweight. The Alpha series paper is white, while Gamma series is ivory. Except for the differences in shade, Alpha and Gamma are identical. The Alpha and Gamma series are great with all dry media and can handle wet media as well. Even at only 150 GSM, these robust papers can handle pencil, ink, watercolor, colored pencils, and more, all with no bleed or pigment showing through. These sketchbooks are a favorite among artists working with pencil, pen, and watercolor because the flexibility of these papers allow for a variety of layered mixed media. The Beta and Delta series each have a cold press surface, and both are 270 GSM, which we refer to as extra heavyweight. The Beta series paper is a white, while the Delta series is ivory. As before, except for the difference in shade, the Beta and Delta series are identical. The Beta and Delta series are our equivalent to a heavy, cold-press watercolor paper. While they are just as capable at mixed media as every series in our line, the Beta and Delta are unique in that the added paperweight allows them to absorb much more water and wet media than other papers, all without compromising the surface or ruining the other side of the page. If an artist is planning to do wet-in-wet techniques, dabble with acrylic or gouache, or just needs a paper that can take a lot of media, Beta and Delta are perfect for them. The Epsilon and Zeta series both have a smooth surface, ideal for mixed media artwork that includes fine line work. The Epsilon series weight is a 150 GSM and is particularly well suited for artists doing pen and ink artwork mixed with watercolor. The Zeta series is like Epsilon series, but considerably heavier at 270 GSM. It's extra heavyweight. The Epsilon and Zeta series are ideal for any artist looking for a smooth surface paper. These papers can accept a wide variety of media, while also being the go-to paper for markers or watercolorists looking for a hot press watercolor paper. Because of the smooth surface, the Epsilon and Zeta are a favorite among commercial illustrators, architects, botanical artists, and other artists that require their media to glide on the paper surface. The Nova series of tone paper sketchbooks is the latest addition to our collection, which we offer in beige, gray, and black. Unlike other tone papers available from our competitors, the Nova series has a unique surface that supports mixed media techniques. The Nova series features a medium grain surface with a light tooth and is 150 GSM heavyweight paper. The different shades of the Nova series paper make it ideal for artists looking to create works of art with rich, glowing color and contrast over a toned paper background. The Nova series particularly allows artists to take advantage of opaque media, such as gouache, in a way that hasn't been utilized in any sketchbook before. The different tones give an artist more freedom to select a paper that suits the scene they're planning to create. The beige is great for warm studies. The gray is perfect for cool or neutral settings. And the black is ideal for artists working from the darkest tones to the lightest. So now that we've explained the Stillman & Birn sketchbook system, what do you do when a customer asks you, what's the difference between the Alpha and the Zeta series, and you don't remember the details we've just gone through? No problem. We provide you a handy summary on the back of every book that makes it easy to remember and explain the differences to your customer. Now that we know the structure of this system of different sketchbooks, let's turn to the question of what is so special about these papers. The answer to this question relates to the way artists are using their sketchbooks today. In the classic tradition in art history, artists used their sketchbooks for studies done in the field. The artist would then go back to the studio and create the final rendering there. You can see this technique in the way the sketches were used in this example by Seurat and Van Gogh. But a growing number of artists today are using their sketchbooks as art journals to record their experiences in a sketchbook similar to the way a writer would in a writer's journal. The drawings made in this type of sketchbook aren't usually going to be later turned into a painting. They are the visual records of the artist's experience drawn in the field in plein air. This one was done by a tourist visiting a square in Lisbon. It was done in an Alpha series sketchbook. When artists use sketchbooks in this way, combining layered washes and pen and ink line art, the paper must be able to support the artist's media and techniques, and that is where the need for a durable, premium sketchbook that supports mixed media comes in. Notice how the trees are rendered on the left side of the drawing with heavy washes. Now, here is a short excerpt from a Canadian artist's sketchbook tour, also done in an Alpha series sketchbook. Again, you will see relatively heavy washes, that there is no buckling and no bleed through to the other side. So how is it possible for this paper to support so much wet media? The answer is that Stillman & Birn papers are made at Clairefontaine's Chute paper mill, and they are specifically designed to support a wide range of mixed media artwork. What does this mean? How are Stillman & Birn papers designed to support mixed media artwork? The answer is that all our papers are double-sized. Sizing is a starch-like material that gives paper its body and wet strength. Most drawing papers just have internal sizing that is mixed in with the pulp and water. But Stillman & Birn papers get a second application of sizing in the finishing process, and that's called surface sizing. Together, the combination is known as double sizing. Double sizing is like an armor coating that makes these papers incredibly robust and forgiving and tolerates a lot of abuse. Double sizing is the secret sauce that makes Stillman & Birn so perfect for mixed media artwork. It's double sizing that makes it possible for both sides of the sheet to be used with wet media. Double sizing also makes color glow on these surfaces because pigment is prevented from being deeply absorbed into the paper, so that it sits high on the surface and is exceptionally vibrant. Double sizing allows artists to repeatedly erase without damaging the paper surface. It also allows watercolorists to lift pigment to alter their work or to create special effects. In short, these papers give artists the opportunity to pick a sketchbook based on the works they want to create, instead of limiting them to a select few media. This is not just our opinion, but reflects the roar of enthusiasm for these sketchbooks widely seen on social media and blogs. Artists around the world have told us and shown us that they can create artwork on Stillman & Birn's exceptional papers that are pieces of art that could not be created on any other surface. Stillman & Birn prides itself on creating sketchbooks that allow artists to create freely and express themselves no matter the moment or the tools they have in their travel bag. Finally, here are a few examples of artwork that's been posted to our social media sites by mixed media artists.